Hello, I'm Francesca Page with your Newsmax Now update. Polls along the East Coast are closing soon, and one of the races we're keeping a close eye on is the governor's race in Florida.
Gracias, Ricardo.
That's former governor and perhaps future presidential candidate Jeb Bush campaigning for current Governor Rick Scott in Miami. Jeb, speaking in Spanish, told voters that Charlie Crist, also a former governor who is now running as a Democrat, doesn't know what he is now. The GOP has its sights set on the U.S. Senate races tonight as Republicans close in on control of the upper house. In Iowa, a recent poll shows Republican Joni Ernst holding a 3-point lead over Democrat Bruce Braley that is barely outside the margin of error, but other polls show a 7-point lead for Ernst. It remains to be seen if this gaffe from retaining Senator Tom Harkin plays a role where he focused on Ernst's looks.
I don't care if she's as good looking as Taylor Swift or as nice as Mr. Rogers, but if she votes like Michelle Bachmann, she's wrong for the state of Iowa.
Harkin, in a statement, has now apologized, saying he shouldn't have said that. Control of the Senate may come down the race in Alaska, where they won't even start counting votes until 1 in the morning East Coast time. Mitt Romney was there stumping for Dan Sullivan.
Well, this is pretty darn exciting. You have to admit, this may well be the state that decides whether the Senate is Republican or Democrat.
Sullivan's been holding a small lead over Democratic Senator Mark Begich. In other news, the U.S. trade deficit continues to widen. Imports from China are at an all-time high, and U.S. exports slumped during the month of September. Secretary of State John Kerry says there needs to be more of a balance.
As two of the world's major powers and largest economies, we have a profound opportunity to set a constructive course on any number of issues, from climate change to global trade. And obviously, we have a fundamental interest in doing so.
Secretary Kerry says the goal of rebalance is a global march towards prosperity. An NFL running back Adrian Peterson pleads no contest today to child abuse charges. The plea will require the Minnesota Vikings star player to take parenting classes and pay $4,000 in fines. He's essentially on probation, but will not have to serve jail time. And take a close look at this next video of two people paragliding over Turkey last week. Yes, that's the parachute tearing in half when the lines got tangled up. One of the two people involved in the tandem jump was able to regain control, deploy a backup chute, and the pair landed safely in the sea. And finally, that is the new F-35 fighter jet making its first landing on the USS Nimitz. The 5th-generation warplane will be ready for duty in about 4 years. I'm Francesca Page with your very latest Newsmax Now update.